they have a couple of players
Yep.
that have that Zim and will be looking at trying either controller or 60 FPS.
Agreed.
So whether that impacts GSC and having that dedicated droner who's always been that controller of Wall of Wizardry, or whether it's Slammers with Tokyo. I don't know if Tokyo's M&K or...
Tokyo is controller.
So Tokyo
Now, I believe.
now he's controller.
Yes. As is, I believe, Reflex, which is associated Slammer, is also controller. Danask is definitely controller, and Skillachi, I believe, is now on controller as well. So 3 of the 4 were 3 of the 5 were
most of them
Zim.
opting the higher frames and not mouse and keyboard.
That's true, Asus. And Asus, you're a really good player. I think you're a very good player, mate. We acknowledge that. Hey, Misery, how you doing, man? Shino's controller. Yeah, Shino, you're lucky you're playing this week. I'll say that. Anyway, I guess we can get these map bands started. We don't necessarily need Kilo's face for it. So, Johnny, if you want to start away, what are you looking to see here, Kilo? What are you expecting to see?
Look, I think overall, both of the way these teams play. Look, Slammers, I can't pick it.
Yeah.
Calling it right now, I cannot pick. I still cannot pick. We're week 8, and I just do not know how Slammers are going to play this week, because it's really a week-on-week change between them, and they don't change their roster for it.
But they change
their game
style.
How much their game style changes from week to week without a roster change. It's like they have a roster change every week. It's fascinating. But I think because of that change, GSE, they don't want a large map to have to drone out. So I think either Oregon or Cafe are going to be the first one to go for GSE. There's Cafe off the board.
GSE Slammers don't like Cafe. I don't think I've ever seen them play Cafe. Have they? I doubt we've seen them on it.
I'm not sure, but it is a big map to drone, and with their droning reliance, they don't really want to be playing that style of having to drone out 3 entire floors just to clear a roam that is very, very quick to get back onto site, regardless of whether it's top or bottom or middle. You don't want to play that if you're GSE, so it's an easy auto ban there. I think one that's going to be coming out from Slammers will be either Coastline or Consulate. One of those two are going to be going for Slammers very quickly. There's Consulate off. As for GSE, I think we're going to be seeing Oregon or Villa taken out. Villa being one of their stronger maps, but not overall. There's Villa. Once again, Coastline or Oregon, I think, for Slammers. They're going to take out either of those two, possibly a Chalet, but I think it's, Coastline's going to go out once again. Oregon or Chalet, I think, for GSE. There's Chalet, so we're going to be Clubhouse or Oregon. I think that Slammers are going to ban out Clubhouse, and we're going to be going to Oregon today. Well, for the second game. Lock me in for an Oregon game, Johnny. Oh, no. We're going to Clubhouse again.
We are. Indeed. And Chino, if you do that again, I'll personally ban you from the league. Okay, we should be good to go. And we will get this one underway. So please bear with us, chat. The players have been waiting. And I will get this one underway whilst Kilo is finishing off his food. So let's get this one, let's get stuck in. Yeah, leave it with me, Misery. I'll look into it. I'll speak to Harrison. I know one of the names in question. I had some information, so I know one of them was someone that shouldn't be playing in the league. So I will speak to Harrison, and we'll look at that. The player did go 1-10, so he didn't have any impact on the game. So that player didn't have any impact on the game, in fairness. So I will check on the other one though.
It'd be like the.
I know three. I know 3 of the 5, so 3 are fine. There's only another one.
It'd be like. It'd be like having that elite skin that was pretty much spawn peaked 30 seconds into the round, having taken that on. But players who should not be playing in this league should not be playing in this league, full stop.
Yeah.
And
correct.
It could be a warning to other teams in the future.
Correct. Whether that player knew that was that person or not, if the captain did know or didn't know, he'll be honest with me. And we'll go from there. But let's not take away from the result. They won. It was a 20 kill game from Valentino. At the minute it stands, unless some sort of information comes across that we're not aware of, that's absolutely damaging to the result and the outcome of that game.
I think the kill record will stand regardless.
Yeah, correct.
Because that was Valentino playing Valentino Siege.
Exactly. You know, but we'll always look into that stuff. We take it very seriously, Misery. So thank you for letting me know. I love Silk and we all love FD. So, and there are players that are not allowed to play in this league. So, and the captains are aware of them, those players. So, as I said, if they got in on different accounts or whatnot, that's a whole other story. But we will, let's move on. This is going to be a banger. Thank you for bringing it to our attention, and we don't want to focus on the negative. We want to move forward and we talk about this game, and we cannot wait to see this. I think it's going to be a banger. Some interesting picks. Valkyrie off the board in the bans, so he did speak about that last match, expecting to see that. We are on Clubhouse Attack again for GSE. They do like this map, GSE. Oregon and this map. 2 of their favourites.
I think Oregon for GSE is slightly stronger for GSE. I just said for GSE twice, but never mind. Slammers having that final map pick, able to take either Oregon or Clubhouse. I thought they were going to go to Oregon because Slammers seem to like Oregon just that little bit better, but maybe they've read into GSE and gone, they also like Oregon that little bit better. We're afraid of their Oregon. We've seen more of their Clubhouse. We know how to deal with it a little bit better. So GSE having the pick of the side have elected to go their attack. Once again, this is a team that likes to start on attack. Same with FD. It didn't quite work out for FD last time.
Where's Tokyo? There he is. On his Mozzie, on the roam. Vintage Tokyo. He loves the roam and the Mozzie. Getting around the map, he's a menace on Mossy. Just roaming around, just creates havoc for the opposition attackers. He knows what he's doing. He's got very good aim, and he does a great job on the roam, wasting time and getting kills. So
once again, Tokyo's roam is very, very unpredictable.
Yes. Yeah, beautifully said.
It's a crazy, crazy roam that just pops out of nowhere.
Interesting to see Shino on the drones for once for Valhalla and Salty, and not necessarily the other way around. Wizard.
Shino, yeah.
I believe Wizard and Shino are droning this week, and Shino did crack it when when Wizard didn't drone him out properly the other week. So maybe he's learned from his mistakes that he needs to be on the drones.
I don't know whether it's Shino realizing that Wizard needs to be or can't rely on Wizard personally, but Wizard is a very, very good droner. He is clearing up that top floor, but Shino's been moved on to that more of a supporting role. Playing that Maverick, leaving the Ash to Valhalla, the Sophia to Kalkara. Free Fire's coming up into Kitchen. Salty One Tap also had a banger of a game last week.
He did. He's a very good player, Salty.
Both GSE and Slammers have very, very good players playing on their sides. Stun grenades going out, but not managing to stun Stride enough to takes out Salty One Tap on that swing on bottom of the main stairs. Shino playing up top, being droned out by Wall of Wizardry, is going to be losing that drone, and Shino does manage to take out Tokyo.
But 2 minutes gone, Kilo. Look, 2 minutes gone. It's taken 2 minutes to remove him.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Have gone to clear that roam. They're stuck on that bottom stairs. Reflex just managing, or Associated Slammer, as we know him better by, finds Kalkara at the bottom of those stairs once again. It's an angle that is just being held by him. Reactivating that Aruni laser gate does get deactivated once again. Pre-fires coming out from Danask, another very strong player for Slammers. Wall of Wizardry will fall to Stride, and now it's a 4v2. Shino looking at doing that knife peek that was almost made famous by Silk Bros. Pre-fire's coming out. Shino, I don't know what is trying to be done. Valhalla finding stride. Nearly finding reflex or associated slammer. Valhalla re-peeking a spot that Shino did just peek. Dropping diffuser in that hallway.
Oh, don't do it.
Needs to hold it. But it's going to be a Slammers round.
That Tokyo room, he wasted 2 minutes and they didn't take care of him. And again, they put all the pressure on them. They didn't have to execute and they have to funnel through the doors. They didn't get the hatch, oddly enough. They got Moto hatch, but they never got kitchen hatch. Bit of a bizarre occurrence there, not getting kitchen hatch or not taking care of it.
May have been impact
tricked, possibly. There was a Maverick and obviously an ace, but they decided to just get the Moto hatch, which was to their detriment in the end because they just got funneled through the bottom main stairs and Moto door, a church door or Moto door, sorry. So, yeah, very interesting decision there from GSE.
It was that bottom main stairs push that just wasn't the play there for them.
Upside second site attempted is a gym bedroom, which is very interesting. A lot of teams have been going for this over CC in recent weeks because it is getting a bit more of a vogue or a more popular site based on some new strategies that have come out with the con hold and stuff. So not too unfamiliar to see it being held these days. So Slammers looking to get a little bit more of an edge and take the second round out, and if they can get a 4-1, a 4-2 or a 5-1.5, I think they'd be looking and be very comfortable and very happy with that moving forward. So
I'm liking this hold a lot better from Slammers than what we've seen this site be held in the past.
Correct, you can see it.
Two of those secondary shotguns being brought out by
and
associated Slammer, who is going to be playing that bottom red.
And they've got Frosted shotgun too, I believe.
Yeah, that's the secondary shotgun. They've got three secondary shotguns in Castle as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's 3, yeah.
So the setup was very, very quick.
Yeah. They haven't popped a hole in con here, though. They haven't popped a hole in.
They haven't reinforced that CCTV wall. It's very important.
Oh, he's going to pop it now.
Massive
popping it now. Ooh.
Scalacci finding Shino, and that's very early open. But Reflex traded out very quickly as well by Valhalla. Valhalla pushing up that red stairs and taking that control. Once that has really fallen apart for them there, they're going to open up that wall for the rotate, but Scalacci is there for the repeat. Doesn't quite manage to hit the shots, but neither does Valhalla. Valhalla finds the kill eventually. A little bit messy there for Valhalla, losing most of his health in that trade.
Oh, don't punch the window, Stride. Don't punch that window, Stride.
Very close. Free Fire's coming out. Is going to be able to find...
Tokyo.
No, he doesn't quite find that. Tokyo finding Salty one tap. And now we're down to a 3v3. 1 minute 30 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, what is that angle?
Wall of Wizardry looking at that incredibly tight angle.
Yeah, I haven't seen that before.
On the hatch. It's a bit of a hard one to get to, but...
Yeah.
You can do it. Valhalla finding that vibe alarm there and is going to try and dip a different way.
Calcara's the menace too. We've seen how good his gun skill is throughout this tournament. Big fan of Calcara. Very underrated player on the server.
Calcara has meleeed that mirror window, and so the sightline is gone. Pre-firing around the corner to try and find the player who was playing on that mirror, but they've dipped out of that room and got out of dodge. I believe that was Stride playing on it. ADS going out, and Pre-fire does come out into the hole, but doesn't quite find it. Calcara falling to Stride. Max on head, or Tokyo finding Valhalla as well, leaving Wall of Wizardry in a 1-on-3. Looking into Suicide Window. They haven't quite got CCTV held, so this is a Suicide Balcony push. Not quite what I would choose to do if I had the choice. Looking for the player in bathroom, not quite able to find it.
Teko's going to jump out here, I know him. Oh.
AC run out, looking for it, but the pixel left by Wall of Wizardry just misplacing himself just a little bit. And Mac
That's
runs
all
out
she-
with a shotgun, but it doesn't quite manage to do it. Wall of Wizardry finding one in Tokyo. Looking for a second one. The bathroom player of Danask does finish him off.
Didn't I tell you Tokyo was gonna run out?
You did. You called it.
Do you know what's funny?
You called
Well,
it.
I played him during the week, and I said to her, "We're down 0-3." It was yesterday actually, and I said he's gonna go Amaru, and he's gonna Amaru through this fucking window on cafe. You know the cocktail balcony. Guess what he does?
Amaru's straight
And
through
killed
the
me.
cocktail
And he killed
balcony
me too.
window.
I was still sitting. I was so mad. I just know
You
how he
called it.
plays. I know how he plays. I watch enough of him, and I just get how he's just a wild man. He's unpredictable, but he also, if you pay attention, he's very predictable. If you pay attention, but he's such a good player, and he's a great lad. And I love watching him play. I think he's one of the most exciting players in the league to watch. So
Wild man of Siege.
he is. He's a great player. He's a really good lad too. He's got a good head on his shoulders. Got a lot of respect for him. Anyway, that's my story time with Adam Kilo. Well, that's a new segment.
Moving on to round 3, Slammers are 2-0 up on GSE. On GSE's attack, usually GSE favour their attacks just that little bit more with their droning prowess not being utilised to its fullest potential. Could be potentially the Mozzie slowing that down from Tokyo just that little bit. Mute Mozzie combo coming out quite a bit. Almost would have liked to see that Mozzie band or that mute band out by Slammers or by GSE there, rather than Decayed band, especially seeing as Slammers still had to ban it out.
Pretty stock standard setup here. Pretty similar operators. You're seeing most of the same operators on this site, on these two sites, especially upstairs. It's pretty much the same compilation needed for attack and a defense. Maybe a couple of flex picks here or there difference. But a GSC need one here. They need a round because SA have started really well here. And you really
they do definitely need a round, but if they're going to take any round, it is going to be this one with the CCTV cache being one of the more meta-picked and meta-held sites. Opens it up to a very standard take that really works very, very easily anywhere. Wall of Wizardry and Valhalla both droning in on Tokyo, hiding behind that engine block.
Are they trying to Maverick the main wall? Is that what they're trying to do here? Because
they're trying to Maverick trick the main wall. It hasn't quite worked. Salty one tap going down to Tokyo, and was that Valhalla finding? Sorry, Scalaci finding Valhalla.
Yes, this is a disaster. Unless I would try to do a back wall push with Wizard, with the Ace to try and get Con, it's failed. It's a disaster because he should be on the other side getting the main wall. They need to call him over now. Someone needs to make a call, get him out of here, and get him across to the main wall. He's dead.
It's definitely fallen apart in its infancy, but he does find the Roma of Tokyo there, but trades out most of his health to do it. It looks like it is going to be more of that back wall push. He is going to drone in Shino, but missed drones and Shino falls once again. Kalkara finding stride though, and it's not all dead. 2v3, 1 minute left on the clock.
This is a dead push.
Muted out, and this is...
It's a complete dead push. The wall's muted off.
Very, very uphill push now for Wall of Wizardry and Kalkara to try and make something happen. Pre-fires coming out from Con from Wall of Wizardry onto the green boxes. The new recoil on the AK-12 not being friendly to Wall of Wizardry here. He is going to run across and look at trying to take out this main wall.
They got it.
He did get it. There is no more mute jammer on that wall now.
Kalkara can go big here, they can win this. Ooh, Wizard.
Wall of Wizardry finding Danask, and now it's very, very winnable for them. 2v2, 20 seconds left on the clock. Kalkara sending it up red stairs. Doesn't quite manage to find one. Now finds...
He's not dead.
Scalaci finds one on the Wall of Wizardry. Pre-fire comes out. Finds one onto Scalaci. Needs to find the associated slammer. Doesn't quite do it. Finds the diffuser though. Looking for that player who's rotated top red. Pre-fires come out and slammers take it by reflex. hiding behind that reinforced wall, not wanting to take a gunfight with Kalkara. And neither would I, personally. Neither would I.
Much better round from GSE there, though. They looked a lot more GSE, that one. Just coming down to the final execute. They did lots of those 2 frags early from Astride and Tokyo was the difference in that round. I think it was Valhalla and Shino off the board, I believe, early. Or was it Salty? I can't remember. But those two...
Salty one tap did fall very, very early.
Yeah, it was Salty and Shino and Valhalla, sorry. He was on the Ash Valhalla. Very unlike GSE in the early 2 picks, but really nice comeback there from Wizard and Kalkara. Really nice play from Wizard. Very unlucky.
Going to see a bit of a role swap here. We spoke about Shino being swapped onto that support player, but he's going back onto the Ash, back onto that opening fragger, and we're going to see Salty one tap back onto the Maverick that we've seen in previous weeks. Haven't seen it this week though, and so we might be able to see a little bit of difference in this second attacking round. Slammers putting a clean sweep on the board so far for their 3-site rotation, but it's all up to how they adapt now. GSE needing to adapt to how the Slammers held this, and Slammers needing to put a bit of spice, bit of pizzazz on their defenses so that they don't become readable. You've mentioned that Tokyo can be very, very predictable with how he plays, and I wonder if GSE have learnt that little bit of predictability, a little bit of pattern. GSE are going to be released from their spawns and are going to descend upon the basement site. Tokyo once again roaming and 4 on site. It seems to be the standard hold for Slammers Association. Kalkara is going to be the opening shot. Reflex also finding Salty one tap, and that is 2 players from GSE. Dirt just seems to be the death trap right now. Scalaci finding Valhalla, and that is going to leave Wall of Wizardry and Shino, the dynamic duo. On the board, Shino gets tagged up enough to go down, and that is going to leave.
I think Reflex is going to get the kill here. It doesn't matter, it's going to count as a kill. Tokyo anyway, yes.
Worm his way out and try and sneak his way back in before Wall of Wizardry finds him. Wall of Wizardry finding Scalaci, but Stride finding him.
GSE are in a lot of trouble here right now, and wow, boy, are the Slammers playing well today. They've been really good the last couple of weeks, and they're looking good this season, like in actual outside of the league season, ranked season. Looking very good so far, and also having a great start to this one. They did win last week, and they did lose 7-5 against the Air, and an absolute banger as well. So they have looked good the last 3 weeks. So very, very strong performance here, and GSE need an attacking round. Definitely one as a minimum. If not one, they need to pick up a second because they're in a lot of trouble here. And Slammers look like they are all over them right now.
Slammers are playing a very, very strong game here this season. Oh, this Siege season, yeah. But also, they started off our season very, very strong as well. They've had a bit of a lull in the middle, a little bit of internal issues, I believe, coming in through their team. And it shows because they haven't been able to find that success that they're finding now once it's all stable, and they found early in the season when it was also stable.
They look very
good early. It just goes to show what we say it every week, and teams need to learn a stable roster is the best roster, and it doesn't matter who you're chopping and changing. If you have that stability, you can go further. And Slammers are now showing that a little bit more. GSE is also a stable roster, but they're struggling against the stability that Slammers now are bringing to the table. Stride going big for this match as well. Scalacci going, I think it's 2-1. Stride though, 6-2.
Yeah, he's having a great game. I think it's a real balanced performance here from Slammers. We want to see a little bit more from Salty. He's generally a pretty good performer for GSE. They're playing okay, but they're getting the entry picks are just killing them. They're losing 1 or 2 picks every round. I'd have to say, I think they've been entry fragged every round so far in this game.
Salty's having a very, very unlucky
he's been killed
game so far.
Yeah.
He's been the opening pick 3
times,
of the last 4 rounds.
Yep, definitely.
It's just not very GSE-like for him. Drone is going to be put back into the pocket of Salty One Tap. Twitch having received a bit of a buff with the standard drone. The standard drone being put into the pocket, as well as the 2 shock drones that have also received a bust. Kalkara finding Danask, and that's the castle off the board very quickly.
Finally got the entry.
Health traded out there. C4 does go off and doesn't manage to... Was it C4? No, it was a frag grenade from Chino.
Like this play, trying to get the mirror off here. Very good play by Kalkara and Chino. They're trying to get him from underneath. Ooh, but a beautiful shot by Reflex.
Reflex finding Shino very, very handily there. Pre-placed C4 is going to be coming out. That's what I heard. The C4 rip earlier. 2 C4s have been placed and 2 are still in the back pocket.
He's misplayed that one by accident, yeah.
C4 is going to be shot out, and we're left with just the 1-1. Refire comes out from Kalkara, who doesn't quite see the swing. Valhalla falls to Stride. Stride falls to Salty One Tap, then gets traded out by Scalacci, killing Salty One Tap. All as the dust settles left on Wall of Wizardry once again, trying to find Tokyo, Associated Slammer, and Scalacci.
I'm not sure if Wizards lost a little bit of control of his team here, but they are selling him right now. He's a designated support player, and he's been the last alive, I believe, in every single round we've seen so far. So
sometimes it's what happens when you play that support. You're out of the line of fire for a long while.
Oh, we can see him on that angle.
Oh, ooh, Scalacci. That was Scalacci? No, that was...
No, it was Scalacci, you're right.
It was Scalacci. Scalacci finding just a very tight angle
controller there. Right there. He's definitely on the controller. Not looking good for GSE. This is probably one of the worst performances I've seen from them this week. So, sorry, this season. Pardon me. Really, really rough start. They're going to have to do something really special to turn this one around. This is looking at a 6-0. They're staring down the barrel of a 6-0 first half here, which is very, very un-GSE-like. But you got to give credit to the Slammers because they are playing incredible Siege right now. Incredible.
They've been practicing.
Yeah, they have. They're looking really good.
We can see they've been practicing Slammers. We can see they've been working out their own issues, and they've been working as a team to resolve some of those issues that they've been having.
Yeah.
And those issues are looking resolved. They're looking like a brand new team coming into this, and they're looking like a brand new team that could end up going to that Final Four if they roll on through this game and the next game. And with a little bit of luck from some more upsets coming out, which we could be seeing in this later games of the season, of the round robin stages. We've already seen one upset earlier tonight, so we could be seeing another one coming up very soon. If they get some luck in that top 4, they could be going through, and if Slammers keep playing like this, they could even take it all the way out.
You hate to say it, that result against New Era might come back to bite Slammers. That could have been their chance of finals, to be honest. That's 7-5 a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I believe it was, on Chalet, when they had a 5-1.
2 weeks.
Yeah, they won last week, sorry, yep. Pardon me.
Yep.
3 weeks, including, sorry, this week, that's why I got mixed up. But yeah, they were up 5-1 in that game, or 4-1 in that game, and lost 7-5, so it was a very interesting match, and a great match, actually, to watch. But anyway, moving on, this one is looking very good for them so far. They just need to knock off this last defensive round with 6.5, and you're probably looking at a very easy win. But Shino is not having enough of that. He's got the entry frag right now.
finding the one of the first, I think it's one of two entry frags that have gone in the way of GSE. Obviously, the first one didn't quite make the impact that we would have wanted.
Yeah.
Calcara finding one last round, and that was a very close round last time. Reflex or Associated Slammer still playing on that Rafters position, one of the most powerful positions in this map for this site especially. Pre-fire comes out and doesn't manage to hit him. Salty one tap falling to Associated Slammer. 4v4 now. Scalacci looking out onto Suicide. No one playing that. Danask going to Jaeger trick with the ADS there, resetting it, and that negates the 10-second timer. Puts it back down to a... However quickly you can pick it up and put it down again. Sending it up. Red stairs there with the clone. Not... Just looking to see if...
I was panicked for him.
Anyone.
I was panicked for him there.
The clone got you,
You just
Adam.
don't know. You just don't know. You never know.
Reflex being found by Valhalla, and that's another up for GSE. Stride swinging through and pre-firing on the Rafters position. Valhalla having taken that.
Ooh.
Taken that. Wall of Wizardry going for the plant. Danask being found by Shino. Looking very good here for GSE on their last attack round. C4 goes out from Stride, taking out Wall of Wizardry. Plant does not go down. It puts it on a 2v2 as Scalacci finds one other. Chino finds GSE, finds Scalacci, and Shino finds Stride as well. Shino went big with a 4K, I believe, for that round. Incredible round, and it might have just swung GSE straight back into the driver's seat in terms of momentum.
Much needed win, obviously. Staring down the barrel, that 6-0 first half would have been an absolute disaster. It is going to be a tough way back for GSE, but they are very capable. They have some very good players on their team, so they really need to get their defensive rounds together. And they have to be flawless on defense, or at least only drop 2 rounds, pardon me, for the match to continue. So they really need to get into gear here. This could be the momentum breaker, as you talked about, Kilo. We want to see if GSE can show some mental resilience and get their way back into this game. That round is a very good start.
It looked a little bit like GSE have woken up. They've slowed down. They're not pushing things that they shouldn't be pushing. They're identifying a lot more than we've seen them identify previously.
Yeah.
And they're looking good. They are looking very good after that round, but side switch 5-1 on the split. It's not great for GSE, but it's fantastic on the other side of the coin for Slammers.
Like seeing a Rooney, if they use the Rooney gate here, it's not a bad tactic. I don't mind it. If Valhalla uses the Rooney gate on that rotate, it just causes a little bit more chaos and allows obviously the defenders to go through without any effect. But obviously if an attacker's trying to push it, it just causes that little bit more of doubt, self-doubt, and you're able to get some angles on it. So wouldn't mind seeing it used there. Don't know where he's used them. He's going to put one on dirt, one on the hatch possibly. Valhalla. Yep, one on the bottom of main stairs. Is he roaming? Maybe dirt? Has dirt got one? No. Okay. Yeah, interesting to see where he puts maybe he's putting his third one on the hatch. Oh, and an entry frag to Tokyo again. And a great start for Slammers here. Another entry frag, and we talk about a lot about entry frags within this game, and Slammers are doing a great job of executing right now. Tokyo on the roam. Roam clear. Gets the first entry fragger. Making his way through stock. Stride droning out kitchen. Starting to get a lot of top 4 control here, but Shino takes out Tokyo. And we're back to even numbers now. Nask has control. Watching over Moto Hatch. We don't want to see as a linear push here from the Slammers boys. They really need to push from 2 different angles.
Seeing a very little bit of a linear push here coming, but Scalacci does identify that and pushes back down and up to Moto Hatch.
Great use of the utility there. They should be able to get the wall now.
Don't know what it is with the random knifing that keeps happening. all the
I think
time.
they're on controller
they're-
now. I think they're on controller and they are.
Have to flex just that little bit.
No, I
Camera
think
is
they're
gonna
doing
go
it by
down.
accident. This is great control.
Camera's gonna go down. Reflex looking to try and find that player playing on those boxes. Scalacci finding Wall of Wizardry, and that's another
Shino.
kill. Shino does equalize it up, finding one onto Stride. That's a big player that has been found there. 3v3.
Oh my word.
Seconds left on the clock. That was very close to swinging the door. Scalacci finding Kalkara, but being traded back by Shino. Reflex and Danask taking out Shino. Reflex taking out Shino. Valhalla is all that's left. Plant is going to start going down. Danask needs to cover. Reflex planting, finishes off the plant there. On 50 health. Danask finding Valhalla, and that is match point to Slammers Association.
Well, that was a really close round, I have to say. I really thought that Shino was going to clutch that one up. He's really woken up. He's really putting his team on his back. He's having a very good game now. But the all-round play of Slammers and the teamwork is the thing that seems to be breaking down GSE right now. It's Scalacci with 8 kills, Reflex with 8 kills, which is Slammer Associated Slammers Reflex. He's on 8 kills. Stride having a very good game, 8 kills. Tokyo has been very disruptive on the roam on defense and now getting an entry frag on offense. So it's the teamwork. Something you don't necessarily associate Slammers with. They're a bit of an enigma team, but they're really playing GSE at their own game right now, and they're putting on a clinic right now.
I don't know what it is about Slammers. They bring a different brand of Siege. It's not a brand. You can't associate Slammers with anything other than being Slammers associated. They don't have a particular brand of Siege that we see week in, week out. This week, we're seeing a very coordinated, teamwork-oriented Slammers. Sometimes we just see Monkey, and they swing everything. But this week is not Monkey.
You've seen the last 3 weeks build. You've seen the building. They've been building towards something, and you spoke about getting their internal issues sorted. They had a few roster issues. There was a bit of infighting at the end of last season. I'm talking about, obviously, outside the league last season, ranked season. And that probably came and filtered into their play a little bit, because we did see a really fun, kind of crazy type team in the first couple of weeks, and we loved them, didn't we, Kilo? And they went away from that. They went away from that, and they started to, the results didn't follow with their playstyle, but they seem to have brought it back here, and it's fantastic to see, and they're a team we love to watch. So great to see them putting on a performance here. GSE, very disappointing. There's a lot on the line for GSE in this game right now. And all that's happened now is this is a huge get out of jail card for Fortress F here. The fact that if it does finish the result the way it is going, these two teams are both going to be 4-4, and that keeps FD with a bit of their own future in their hands, I guess.
Clinging.
Yeah, with their own
clinging on to that 4th position after that last game upset, and it was an upset. This one, not necessarily an upset. These two teams very close in terms of the ladder, very close in terms of how they play as well. They will be even, and it will show how close they have been throughout this entire season.
I thought Danask messed it up there. I was like, whoa.
Going to run they're putting all of the eggs in the one basket of this one breach here. They do have Reflex on the Maverick, though, for any extra hard breach that they may need.
The scrambled eggs, the X-Gyros.
All the eggs in the one basket, they have scrambled the reinforced wall.
It's actually to their detriment here, because Kalkara is in a very strong position to deny him.
Especially for the angle that they have decided to breach that wall on. If they decided to breach the other side, it would have been a lot harder for Kalkara to swing out onto that.
Yeah. Oh.
Wall of Wizardry for a run out, very uncharacteristic for him.
Very smart play though to stop and not run.
Deal a lot of damage onto Reflex, stopping and not allowing the timing to be able to get him there. Kalkara is going to take a little bit of damage as well. I don't know where that's from.
Ooh.
Stride sending it in. Shino finding one onto Tokyo. Tokyo finding one of the Claymore onto Shino. Salty one tap finding Reflex, and now it is a 4v3 with 1 minute left on the clock. Salty one tap still looking at his feet holes, not able to find the player of Stride, who is able to continue his push. Finding Salty one tap, the Viable Army is going to go off and reveal his position. Looking for that player behind the mirror there. Could be going for that prone push into. There he goes, Scalacci. Stride being found by Valhalla.
Oh.
Massive shot there. Wall of Wizardry does manage to find one onto, I think that was Danask as well. Scalacci. Flash goes out, but it does get caught by the ADS. Those new flash mechanics not being anywhere near that. Free Fire's coming out. Both of the players from GSE lining up a little bit. Wall of Wizardry finding the shot with the shotgun through the opened mirror hole.
Oh, wow, that was nasty. Much better round. That was not looking good for GSE about halfway through that round when it was 3-on-3. They had control, or they had semi-control, I guess. Did the Slammers, but a very, very nice... they held their nerve, GSE, and they capitalized and they took down the round in a very, very close round. He almost killed both of them. Very lucky that I guess Calcara was a 3-armor there, because he did eat a lot of shots that unfortunately wasn't a headshot for Scalacci, but did a lot of damage. Just couldn't take him down.
Very health pips rather than armor now, as the system has changed ever so slightly. But that is something we can discuss later on the podcast, or just in general, because we are still match point. 2-6 is the scoreline there. We are going to be now moving to CCTV cash. It looks like the basement site has not been favored for any team that we've seen play here today. Not the best statistics coming from that. Wall of Wizardry making use of the new, or the updated ammo count that the shotgun does have in opening some more of those rotates.
Something's been come across my desk. I didn't get to read it fully, but I've had a bit of a giggle here, Kilo. I'll fill you in between, or maybe after the stream, but I did catch a little bit of it. 1 in 10 demon. Last game, kid's been exposed. I think for being on a different account, they call him the 1 in 10. The 1 in 10 demon. Sorry, I just found that really humorous. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that as much as I did. It's been called the 1 in 10 demon. Oh my god. Oh, fucking hilarious. Imagine that being
silly
like,
games.
imagine you being stuck with that in your tag. Like you're
Play silly games, win silly prizes.
Oh my god.
That's
the 1
a prize.
Sorry, anyway, I'll get back to this game. Sorry, I'm
Back
pissing
onto
myself.
the game at hand.
Oh my god.
Calcara finding himself in a very, very precarious position here, as he does take out Reflex though, and that might have given him the opening to escape. He doesn't. He just goes straight back into it. He could have escaped. He could have run away with his life, but he does not quite do it, as Scalacci takes out Calcara. Also finds Shino as well, as the refrag swing comes out, but not to any avail. Scalacci, a little bit of a snapper there.
Yeah.
Onto the head.
Very good game, Scalacci.
Looking for the shot onto Wall of Wizardry, who doesn't quite manage to hit anything, but Max or Tokyo does manage to land some shots onto Wizard. Looking for that player to come down as well. Scalacci in con, looking onto the top of that red stairs. C4 comes out, doesn't quite manage to do enough damage to take out anyone, but does do a little bit of damage. However, 2 very quick kills come out. Tokyo finding Wall of Wizardry. I couldn't remember who found the last one as well.
Very clean performance here from Slammers and a great victory